Welcome to the college football playoff. The season's had plenty of ups and downs, but all the drama has led up to this point, the beginning of this 12-team playoff in front of a home crowd and a raucous environment. And our matchup tonight sets up a potential Cinderella story, the last team to qualify for this 12-team playoff on the road against a team that likely believes it should be resting and watching this first-round game on TV. This is a dangerous spot for the home team and a chance for the underdog to spring an upset and move on to the quarterfinals. As we'll see the number 11 seed in this playoff, the Florida State Seminoles, taking on the number 6 seed in the playoff, the Tennessee Volunteers. 3A Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, joined as always by Kirk Herbstreit. We have been waiting for this, the college football playoff with an on-campus environment. Can't wait to get this going. Kickoff team is out there. Great energy as this college football playoff gets underway. Kickoff is fielded inside the 20. Brought down at the 29. That's where they start the drive. It's early, but this crowd is fired up. Listen to this noise here. This is going to be tough for the visitors today. Hand off to the back. And this one goes nowhere. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. What's the play call here on second down for this offense? Quarterback looking to connect with the receiver here. Pulls incomplete, broken up by the defender nicely that time.
Some players just have a real knack for timing their jump, and that defender was able to get a big paw on the ball and bat it away.
So it's 3rd and long from the 29. Defense figures to bring pressure here. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Snags the quick throw. He stopped short of the marker. So it's 4th down now.
The quarterback had a lot of time to evaluate this defense, and most of his reads downfield appeared to be taken away, so he checks it down to his running back. How about the way this defense just runs to the football to keep him short of that first down? Great job by the D.
He's not going to get there. The defense rises up and makes a huge 4th down stop.
Interesting call here early, showing that they're coming in with an aggressive mindset, but they come up short of the first down.
What's the call here? The drive begins with excellent field position. Quarterback changing the play now at the line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. While taking a shot on the very first ball. Incomplete. They cannot connect on the deep ball.
A lot of times college football, the game comes down to just a play or two. That's a missed opportunity by this offense. I wouldn't be surprised to see them try to come back to that same play in the second half.
Send the back in motion. Looking to throw. It's Jackson. Has his caught right near the sideline. What a catch. Does get the foot down.
Move the sticks for a first down for this Tennessee offense. And this quarterback is really starting to throw the ball well, put the ball in the money, and giving these receivers a chance to make plays after the catch. And tell you, they've had some great quarterbacks, as we know.
He's got some room. Can he get there? Forced out of bounds after a nice gain. The offense is knocking on the door with a 1st and goal.
So much pressure on the defense against the RPO because you're always going to be wrong if it's executed correctly. Here, they were determined to stop the run. The problem is you leave yourself vulnerable to a throw into a flat. Right flat's open, the quarterback makes the right throw, and look at these yards.
And now a timeout quickly called by the defense as they try to get everybody on the same page here. We'll see if the offense can punch it in on 2nd and goal. And it looks like the quarterback's going to run it.
Hey, the defense is doing everything that they can to try to keep these guys out of the end zone. Now we've got a big 3rd down.
Fights his way in for the score. Touchdown, Volunteers. Sam Van Cunningham, Bo Jackson. That's a play that legendary running backs have made.
And let's not forget Herschel Walker. Yeah, that's right. You're thinking of old school running backs. It's very rare to see backs go up and over at the goal line. It's refreshing. Nice to see.
And here's the fair catch by the return man. Here comes the Florida State offense on the field. The last possession, they came up empty, went for it on 4th down in their end and got stopped. It's a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9 coming up.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense has countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example of a defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage and not give up big run plays.
Looking to pass here on 2nd down. He'll throw it now. Looking right, this one caught. Tackled quickly after the catch. He'll be short of the marker. And the Seminoles will come to the line to crank up the tempo. In the 3rd and short, they'll try to throw for it. On the move here, trying to hit a deep shot. Makes the catch downfield. Oh, and he's in the clear now. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Seminoles. This quarterback on fire today. See if they can convert the point after. And it's up and good. Here's the kickoff team now, set to boot this one away. And the returner decides to signal fair catch. Volunteers' powerful offense back out in the field. They punch it into the end zone the last time. Let's see if this defense has made some adjustments to stop them this time. First play of the drive, they're going to throw the football. He eludes the rush. Looking to scramble. Quarterback delivers complete to the right side. Tackle's made, but not before he makes the 43-yard line. This drive is going now.
There's a great ability by this quarterback to get outside of the pocket and place the football right where it needs to be for the 1st down.
Looking to throw it on 1st down. Comes up with the catch. Breaking free at the 35. Tackle made quickly, but a big chunk play for this offense through the air.
Boy, a huge play by this offense. A good throw, a nice accurate throw. But I think it's the run after the catch that really impresses me. And early in this game, you got to think they're going to continue to go back to him until this defense shows that they can slow him down.
Defense is coming after him. He just throws the ball away there and lives to play another down. That's a smart choice on 1st down. Offense lines up for a 2nd down play off the incompletion. Quarterback appears to be changing the play. Scanning the field. It's Jackson. Gets the ball off as he's hit, but it's incomplete.
Man, the quarterback got nailed there, Chris. We'll have to take another look. He gets the ball out, but he took a big hit. This offensive line has got to do a better job of taking care of their superstar if they want to have a chance to win this game.
Receiver makes the catch. You bring him down at the 5. Solid gain, though, on the completion. The Vols will hustle to the line here to run the hurry out. misses his mark there, incomplete.
I'm a big fan of the RPO, but it is a dangerous play for the quarterback. You got to make the right decision. On this play, it just seemed like he was a little hesitant, unsure, and it cost him here with an incompletion.
Second and goal for the offense. He's got it right near the end zone. And he will score. Touchdown, Browns. So they'll try to add to the lead now with a PAT. PAT puts him in front by 7. The kickoff team on the field now as they get set to send this one away. Returner decides to fair catch this. And the Seminoles offense comes back on the field. Great possession last time. They punch it into the end zone. Can the defense come up with a stop this time? They'll tackle him right at the 31.
Great job by the offensive line here, opening up some holes and giving the running back room to run on first down. Plays like this can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
They'll feed the back again.
It was an excellent effort by this defense, just staying in their run fix, holding their own at the line of scrimmage, and then making a tackle. Offense just couldn't get enough of a push to get any yards at all.
And the quarterback drops back, looking for an open man. He bought some time, now lets it go. That one is incomplete. The defender was right there, and it brings up 4th down now. The offense will quickly spend a timeout here after the play. The Seminoles will bring their punt team onto the field. Looking to flip the field here. No fair catch. Looking to return this punt. Touchdown, Tennessee. The special teams with a special play. But they'll try to add to the lead now with a PAT. And the kick is up and good. They tack on a point to their lead. Kickoff team on the field getting set now. We'll call for the fair catch here. Should be the last play of the quarter coming up. Trying to flex the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. Defense makes the tackle here on the final play of the first quarter.
Tennessee 21, Florida State 7.
Offense getting set for a second down here to begin the quarter. He drops back in the gun. And looking for a big play here. The catch is made for a huge pickup. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks. More than enough for a first down.
My gosh, this receiver is outstanding. A huge play for this Florida State offense. And tell you, you and I have been coming into Tallahassee a long time. We've seen some great receivers. Guys like Johnny Wilson, most recently, a big, tall target. Anquan Bolden could do everything. Maybe one of my favorite players of all time, Peter Warwick. And going back to Fred Biletnikoff, played, of course, at Florida State.
Breaking free at the 35. Oh, and he breaks free. It's a foot race. He'll make it into the end zone. Touchdown, Knowles. And now to try here for the extra point. The extra point is good. They're down by a touchdown, 21-14. Kickoff team is on the field to boot this one away. And the return man decides to signal fair catch. And the Volunteers' high-tempo offense is back out on the field. The passing game was so effective in the last possession, right down for a touchdown. We'll see if the defense can make adjustments. Quarterback checks the defensive look, makes some adjustments. First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. Quick catch over the middle. They bring him down, but he was fast enough to get that first down yardage. They bring him down, but wow, the freshman showing off the arm strength. The game moves the ball past the 40, sets up another 1st and 10. Shotgun formation. Here's an inside handoff. Breaks loose at the 45. They get him down, but the game moves the ball to the +40. That's solid run, good for 1st down yardage. Tailback takes the handoff again. And they'll stop him after a short gain. The Volunteers looking to use the up-tempo offense here.
Brings up 2nd down.
Back to pass. It's Jackson. He's running out of time here. Here's a wide-open receiver, complete. And he takes it all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Volunteers. Now they line up to kick the extra point. With the extra point, the lead is 14. Now they get set to kick it away. This is a squib kick right to one of the blockers on the return team. Coverage team brings down the returner.
Offense will take over. 1st and 10.
And the Florida State offense heads back onto the field. Remember, last time they scored a touchdown. Can they keep clicking here, or the defense come up with a stop? They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. Now it's 2nd down here. Drops back from the shotgun, looking for an open man. On the run here. Lets it go. Quarterback finds a target on the right. It's complete. He has 1st down yardage at the 46. Offense in hurry-up mode.
Chris, that's another positive game for this offense, and this quarterback continues to show why he's had such a great year this year. When he has time to throw, he gets his feet set. He's as accurate as any quarterback in the country.
The game makes it 2nd and medium. They'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he picks up the 1st down before they get him to the ground.
Boy, another 1st down and another good run by this back from Florida State. He's doing his job as far as living up to the great tradition of Florida State running backs.
Off the play fake, looking to throw on 1st down. Quarterback escapes the pocket. Looks downfield and connects with a wide-open wide receiver. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a 1st down.
Boy, another positive game for this offense, and this quarterback continues to show how dangerous he is when he has time to throw. The defensive coordinator's got to change up his looks, maybe bring in the blitz, anything they can.
Can he reach the end zone? Makes it across the goal line. Touchdown, Florida State. And now they'll set up for the point after.
Number 0 with the carry.
PAT up and good to get a little bit closer.
That makes the score for Tennessee 28.
Getting set to kick the ball off now.
Number 22 set to kick off.
So no return here. He takes it in the end zone, and they'll begin the drive at the 25. And Tennessee's high-powered offense is back out on the field. The defense with more pre-snap movement. Quarterback adjusting now to the defense. Looking to throw. It's Jackson. The pass rush closing in. And the junior able to get home with the sack.
A loss of 5 yards on the play. Second down.
So this offense faces a 2nd and 15. The O-line needs to regroup. The first down play, not a good one. Looking at 2nd and long here. They look to throw it here on 2nd down. The pocket breaking down. Didn't see anybody open, just throws it away. And that's now going to bring up 3rd down.
One way to slow down a very gifted quarterback is to be able to get pressure on him. Right now, the defense coordinator is doing a great job of mixing up the looks, and the defense is winning the line of scrimmage, and I think it's really impacting this quarterback's rhythm.
Now in 3rd and very long, looking to throw. He makes the grab. They tackle him at the 38. Solid gain. Nice play there.
Well, this is why this guy's one of the top wide receivers in college football. It's 3rd down. The defense knows you're probably going to go to him, and they still can't stop him from coming down with a big play.
On 1st and 10, looking to throw. Fires it to the wideout. And the defender gets a hand in here to break the pass up.
Well, this is textbook defensive back play right here. He's in phase with the wide receiver, and the thing that I love, and a lot of defensive backs don't have the ability to do, he gets his head turned around, eyes on the quarterback to know when the ball's coming to allow him to knock it away.
They'll change the pre-snap look now. To throw, it's Jackson. Quick throw to the left side. Falls incomplete, but a flag on the play. Let's see who this is on. And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. And the Vols getting set on 1st and 10. Back now goes in motion. Defense will have to adjust. Looking to throw it again. He'll take a deep shot here. Deep ball is caught for a huge gain here. Touchdown, Vols. Just ran away from the defense. They'll try to add to the lead now with a PAT. The extra point is good, and they stretch the lead a little bit more. Kickoff teams come on the field now to send this one away. And it's a squib kick taken by one of the up men. And he's brought down after a decent return out of the 31. And here comes the Florida State offense on the field. Not a whole lot of time remaining before halftime. They cut into this lead. They'll try the right here. The sophomore with a strong tackle there.
Chris, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but I've been always impressed with the defenses that really build their defense to play in space, still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
Quarterback looking to pass here on second down. Contact as he threw it. And the pass is intercepted. A takeaway for the defense. And he's wrapped up after a solid return.
Oh, Chris, against zone coverage like that, and the ball thrown deep down the middle of the field, you've got to layer that throw in. Very challenging throw. Requires a nice touch with a strong arm. And the quarterback that time just did not make the throw.
And the motion by the back now forces the defense to adjust. Timeout is called to talk strategy late in this close game with halftime approaching.
Florida State.
The offense starts with excellent field position. Quarterback making some changes at the line. He'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Lets it fly to the wideout. And he finds a wide-open receiver. They forgot about him downfield. They could not stop him. He's in. Touchdown, Tennessee. And the kick is up and good. They tack on a point to their lead. So the offense gets momentum scoring before halftime. Now the kickoff, and we'll see if the defense can get his top and preserve that momentum. Fields it inside the 5-yard line. Makes it to the 16. That's good coverage there. Seminoles offense comes back on the field. Backed up this close to the red zone in the final minute. Let's say they just decided to take care of the football and look toward the second half. First play of the drive, looking to throw the football. Caught quickly. Tackle made after a solid gain. They'll spot the ball at the 34.
Defense kind of lost the running back here. Makes a nice catch and gets the first down in the process.
On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. Looking for a deep completion. Makes the catch inside the 10-yard line. The game moves the football to the 6-yard line. It'll be first down and goal.
That's one way to be able to move the football up the field in a hurry. These are the types of plays that can really galvanize an offense.
So the offense looking to be efficient here. Not much time remaining before the end of the half. Looking to the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Seminoles.
Great job here by the play caller, going to that 5 wide receiver set. You put all these guys out in space and create one-on-one matchups. It's very tough on this defense to try to win all the matchups and give the quarterback credit for being able to find where he wanted to go to be able to come up with that touchdown.
And the point after is good.
That makes the score Tennessee 42, Florida State 28.
So an important touchdown just before halftime. Not much time for the opposing offense to try to answer before the break. And the fair catch signaled for and taken. Final 9 seconds of the half as they line up here in 1st and 10. Pre-snap adjustments now for this defense. Pressure is coming. Football knocked loose in the backfield. It bounces past the sideline, out of bounds, and they avoid the turnover there. Just time enough for one more play in the half. Back to throw. It's Jackson. Tries the right with a quick throw. Beautiful catch right near the sideline. Gets the foot down. A minute's going to wrap up the first half here. Let's kick it now to Kevin Connors with our halftime update. And the Noles will kick this away to get the second half going. And the returner elects to fair catch it. No return. Tennessee's offense back out on the field now. Trying to build on a positive first half for this offense to see if they can stretch the lead. There's some urgency on the part of the defense to stop the bleeding here. But a huge collision, the blow delivered there by the linebacker. Offense getting set up. Here's second down. Here's the snap. Quarterback looking to throw. He's moving out of the pocket now. He's got it for a big gain. He goes down after a solid gain. That's enough for a first down.
Another big play by this offense, and it continues to be the pass game. Between the offensive line, the receivers running good routes, and this quarterback making really accurate throws, they are dynamic and a tough offense to stop.
Here comes a first down pass attempt. Eludes the rush. He'll avoid the tackle there with a slide.
Chris, watch him work through his progressions here. Finds the first and the second option aren't there. By the third option, he's got to pull it down and try to pick up some positive yards, of which he did, and then he slides down to avoid the big hit.
And looking to throw now on first down. Here's a shot toward the right sideline. And the pass is dropped. Would have been a big gain, but he couldn't hold on. So second down after the incompletion. Quarterback making adjustments now to what the defense is showing. Looking downfield. It's Jackson. And the receiver snags it. It's complete. The tackle is made, but there's a flag on the field. See what that's about. A big gain, and the offense will obviously decline the penalty. And the Volunteers pick up enough for a first down here. And it's incomplete and a very quick throw.
I'm not sure the quarterback makes the right decision on this one. I think if he'd do it over again, he would have found a different target downfield, but he made his decision. That one's incomplete.
Quarterback looking to throw it on second down. Looking to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
From the snap of the ball, it looked like he knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football. But the guy just had him blanketed, and he still tried to get the ball squeezed in there. I think he's got to do a better job of working through his progressions to find that open man.
On third down, he drops to throw. And it's picked off in the end zone.
Wow, a risky call by the offensive coordinator, playing with the lead in the playoff in the second half, throwing the football. I don't disagree with it, but now you give this defense a chance to create a turnover, and they capitalize here with the pick.
First and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Looks to the left, and it's complete. Moves the ball out across the 30, and that's good for a first down. That's good timing there. Receiver makes the catch, and it has some room to run.
Yeah, anytime you're going to run a route like this, you know who needs to get a lot of credit is the offensive line, because this play takes some time for the receiver to work his way across the field on that drag route, and the quarterback that time had enough time to be able to navigate the coverage and make the accurate throw.
Takes the handoff, and he'll head left.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go to the house for a touchdown. But the runs that really make a game plan work are the ones where you get just what you need. And he barely got the first down, but he got it.
They bring him down, but the gain moves the ball into enemy territory at the 43.
Nothing better than an offense on first down to be able to pick up big positive yards like that. You can either keep giving it to the back, or it can set up play action and get the defense to come up to the line of scrimmage, and you can throw it over top of them.
They're going to run it. And the Salk were able to bring him down quickly. The Noles come to the line to run the hurry-up. Hand off to the right side. Catch made, but the defense gobbles him up for just a short game. Third down. The offense desperately needs a conversion. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Quarterback finds an open target on the left side. Tackled at the 28. This offense threatening now. Another first down.
This is a big conversion by this offense. They're down now in the second half. Probably limited opportunities at this point in the game. Every chance you get your hands on the ball, you need points. They keep this drive alive right here.
And the Seminoles come to the line to start a fresh set of downs. Testing the right side here. Gain of 2 yards. Now it's second down and 8. No huddle here for the offense. Quarterback wants to throw it on second down. Takes a shot as he lets it go. Touchdown, Knowles. Still no answer for this offense.
Number 83 with the catch in the end zone.
They're setting out to try the PAT. PAT is good. They still trail, though.
That makes the score Tennessee 42, Florida State 35.
Now the kickoff team is out on the field.
Set to kick this one.
This one will be fair caught. And the Volunteers' powerful offense back out in the field. The last possession ended in a dreaded red zone interception. Let's see if they can bounce back from that costly error. They bring him down, but the drive has now reached the 35.
You know, offensive linemen with just a certain breed, they're always going to do their job, no matter who's back there carrying the ball. I'll tell you what, they have a little bit more confidence when the person that's carrying the ball can break off some big-time runs. It makes them block just a little bit harder, knowing what he's potentially capable of doing.
Second down after that run on the previous play. Receivers now getting some new assignments before the snap. To throw, it's Jackson. And he dumps it off to the tight end.
That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, Tennessee 42, Florida State 35.
Back at it to start the quarter. Offense getting set to run a first down play. Short pass finds the tight end. Breaks clear. End zone ahead. Touchdown, Volunteers. It was a foot race and he won it. Now the try here for the extra point. Extra point up and good. A 2-touchdown lead here now in the fourth quarter. Kickoff team is on the field. Let's see if they give the returner a chance to bring this one back.
Tennessee 49, Florida State 35.
And he'll just take a knee. Drive will start at the 25-yard line. And the Florida State offense heads back onto the field. And they're moving the receiver now before the snap. He'll hand it off. It's a 2-yard gain. Second and 8. The Seminoles hustle to the line to crank up the tempo. Second down, we're going to throw it. Tries to beat the pressure with a deep shot. And is intercepted. He's got some room and some blockers here. Follows the pick with a nice return before finally being brought down.
Well, this defense has been great the entire football game here. They knew they had a lot of pressure on them in the playoff. They stepped up and played well all game long, and now they get a critical interception here late in this game.
Incomplete. There's a marker down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Offense moving backwards after that holding penalty. First down play call coming up. How aggressive will it be? Looks like the QB is changing the play at the line. Dropping back. It's Jackson. He's moving out of the pocket. Quarterback looking to scramble. He'll avoid the big hit with the slide.
These are the kind of plays that keep defensive coordinators up at night. You spend so much time putting your plan together to stop the pass, and then nobody accounts for the quarterback on a run.
Looking to pass here on second down. Quick throw to his receiver. Tipped and then dropped. Chance to make a play, but instead it's third down. They come to the line, a long way to go for the first down, but needing this crucial conversion right now. And he'll drop back here on third down. Fires it to the wideout. And he pulls in the catch. Tackle made at the 41. That's first down yardage.
Oh, big hookup here. Forced to throw the ball on third down, and the connection's going to keep this drive alive, and also, more importantly, just keep that clock moving.
First down, looking to throw the football. The short completion of the tight end. A huge hit by the linebacker, a collision of big bodies there. That completion sets up a second down play. They'll try the option play here. He'll pitch it. They make the tackle, but enough for a first down. Textbook execution on the option. The Vols pick up enough yardage to move the sticks.
Was a nice job up front by the offensive line, but give the running back an assist for setting those blocks up before he's able to get downfield for the first down.
First down, looking to throw the ball. Lets it go quickly. Caught near the goal line. He makes it to the end zone. Touchdown, Vols. They'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT. Extra point up and good. A 3-touchdown lead now here in the final quarter.
That makes the score Tennessee 56.
Here's the kickoff team. Let's see if they give the returner an opportunity to bring this back. And he'll lead the kickoff right there. We'll start with the 25. And here comes the Florida State offense on the field. The last possession ended in an interception. Let's see if they continue to trust this quarterback in the passing game. That's the wide receiver coming in motion now. First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. Looking to make a big play downfield. And that deep shot is caught for a big gain. And a huge gain before he's forced out of bounds. Big yardage to set up a fresh set of downs.
Chris, here we are in the fourth quarter. These guys are trailing. Had been a great day, but with this quarterback, he's as gifted as anybody in the country. You never count these guys.
Football comes out. The ball bounces out of bounds, so the offense will hold on to possession. And the Noel tussle to the line to run the hurry up.
Oh, my gosh, Chris. You can almost feel a collective sigh of relief coming from...
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida State. That's another strike for this quarterback, Kirk. He is having himself a day.
This guy's just having one of those days you dream about against this secondary. Let's also give credit to the wide receivers doing a nice job of getting open, and the big fellas up front for giving him enough time to throw.
Here's the kickoff team now, set to boot this one away.
42.
And he'll bring it out from inside the 10. And the Volunteers' high-tempo offense is back out on the field. This group has been clicking. They really built momentum. Can the defense make adjustments? Come up with a stop here. They start the drive with a quick throw to the right side. They make the tackle there, but a penalty marker is on the field. Let's see what that's about. Pretty easy call for the head coach. He will accept that penalty, of course. First down here for this offense. Quarterback changing the play now at the line. Motion by the back will make the defense adjust. Looking downfield, it's Jackson. Running out of time in the pocket. And he's hit right as he throws it. Incomplete.
He just has to be protected better than that. He's the guy who can shift the tenure of a game. It's the offensive line's job to ensure he's kept clean.
They look to throw it here on second down. And he lofts one deep over the middle. The downfield shot is incomplete. Brings up third down. They snap it. Quarterback looking to throw the ball. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. Defense wraps him up after the catch, but he's just short of a first down. The Volunteers will come to the line looking to convert on fourth down. Needs a completion here on fourth down. Gets rid of it on the move. Makes the catch, and that is enough for a first down. They've got him, but they convert on fourth down, and the drive keeps going. The Vols line up on 1st and 10 now. They'll run the option. He'll toss it to the back. And he's tackled right at the 40-yard line. And now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. Second down after that run on the previous play. And of course, they'll work the clock here, keep it on the ground. And they'll tackle him for a loss of 5 yards. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. So the offense getting set. This is not where you want to be against this defense. Third and long. Dropping back. It's Jackson. Looking to throw it deep. Caught way downfield for a huge gain. Oh, and nothing but green grass ahead. They bring him down, but not before an explosive play through this offense through the air. The Volunteers are in the red zone. They're going to run the option. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2. And now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. Offense getting set. Second down play here. It's the coach's favorite formation, victory formation. Quarterback just takes a knee. Of course, in the playoffs, it's survive and advance. This is a crucial W. Great performance, but now the stage gets even bigger. The challenges will continue going forward.
Yeah, more and more pressure will grow as this team continues to win football games. But you and I have been around this team all year long. So impressed with the emotions and how they're able to contain themselves, stay focused on the task at hand. They did that again today. They advance. Cannot wait to watch and see what they can do next week.
And that is going to wrap it up. We enjoyed this one here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.